So it's that time of year again where I go through. You guys always ask for these videos. So once every 3 to 4 months, I go through and I talk about my top 5 fragrance releases of this year so far up to this date. And then again, in 3 more months, I'll do it again. And at the end of the year, we'll get a top 10 list. But that's what we're going to be talking about today. We usually do mainstream designers and introductory niche, and that's what we're going to be sticking to as well. So with that said, without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka FragranceDoud, back at you with a video that you guys always request and seem to like a lot. And it's a video that I do every 3 months, every 4 months usually. And I usually start it in April, but I was a little bit late this year, so you're probably only going to get 3 videos this year. 2 top 5s and then a top 10 at the end of the year. All the other years that I've had my channel, I did top 5 designer, top 5 designer, top 5 designer at that point in time. And then at the end of the year, I did top 10 designer introductory niche. This year, I decided to just mix them throughout the entire year. And when I talk about introductory niche, talking about the ones that most people know, Creed, Parfums de Marly, Bond, Initio, stuff like that, PDM. Not like the crazy brands that a lot of people don't really talk about. And only if I've tried them, obviously. But before we get into the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Everybody, smash that like, comment below, let me know some of your favorite releases from this year. And I'm going to give you guys some runner-up fragrances here. And I'm also not going to be including the 2 new Rosias, the new Rosia Apex and the new Rosia Isola, whatever it's called. Because Isola Verde, I have them on the way. I haven't tried them yet. And I'm also not going to be talking about the new Bond, because the new Bond I will also be trying next week, and Louis Vuitton Elves. So all of those I won't be having on this list because I haven't tried them yet. They just came out. But as far as fragrances that haven't made the list, first one is Boss Bottled Bold Citrus. It's very close to making the list, but if it wasn't for that dry down, this is one of the best, this is probably the best opening of the year as far as designer fragrances go. It's a beautiful, bold citrus. It's like a bright citrus. It's a citrus medley. You get like lemon and grapefruit, and it's just super bright, super natural smelling. And surprisingly, that citrus lasts like an hour to an hour and a half. It's after that. It's kind of like if you've ever smelled Boss Bottled Marine Limited Edition, where it had that kind of frosted apple and cinnamon opening. That was amazing. And then it dried down to more of a generic fragrance. That's pretty much what you have with this. Still smells nice when you get to the dry down, but it takes it out of the top 5 list for me because that opening is just so amazing that this is one of those fragrances I keep saying to people, buy it and just keep respraying it every hour and a half because it just smells that good in the opening. If you like citrus fragrances, give that one a shot. The next one is Polo 67 Eau de Parfum. It's just a better version of the original Polo 67. It's richer, smoother, warmer, and honestly just all around better than the original Polo 67. And Polo 67 is a really nice fragrance. Is it a top 5 fragrance? I don't know. I think it still smells nice. But there's been a lot of this is a top heavy year. And so the top 5, I don't think that one deserves to be in the top 5, but it could be, as could this one, Stronger With You Parfum. To me, it's the best of the original line. It's better than Absolutely. It's kind of like a mix of all of them. A little bit more refined, a little bit more masculine, but yeah, it's a really nice one, just not deserving the top 5. If anything, I would put this 8, 7, 6. And then we're getting into number 5. And this might be because I'm biased on the line DNA, but this is YSL Y L'Elixir Parfum. I love the black bottle, and this is in no way a replacement for the black bottle. The black bottle is still a better option. But as far as a replacement, if you are going to replace probably the best YSL Y, and to me the best designer blue fragrance that there is, you're going to have to replace it with something good. Did they replace it with something absolutely amazing? No. Did they replace it with a really good one? Yes. And that's this one, YSL Y Le Parfum 2025. It's almost like if you took YSL Y EDP Intense and mix it together with like the apple from YSL Y EDP. That's what you get with this fragrance with some green tones. It's legit like just a slightly less sweet EDP and EDP Intense mix if you just added some greens and made it for spring. It smells really nice and it lasted a long time. So YSL Y EDP Intense or YSL Y Le Parfum 2025. It's a really good addition to the line. But addition by subtraction, that fragrance should not have been removed, the original Le Parfum. I think, if anything, they should have replaced the EDP Intense, or they should have called this like Absolute or something like that and kept the Le Parfum, because the Le Parfum is just so freaking good, and I don't know what they're doing with that. But anyway, going into number 4. This was a surprise, and honestly, it's not even really in stores yet. And I did my first review of it like 2 months ago. I don't know how I got it so early, but Spicebomb Metallic Musk. Is this anything like that's going to knock your socks off? No. But if you like Spicebomb and you want a clean Spicebomb, this literally smells like if you took a bottle of the original Spicebomb and just mixed it together with a bunch of like laundry detergent and dryer sheets. It's a clean version of the Spicebomb. It still has the spices, it still has the vanilla, but it's a clean, slightly fresher, not a fresh, a clean, slightly fresher version of the Spicebomb DNA, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. It is a little bit more mature. But if you like mature scents, I'm almost 40, so I mean that would be for me, and I absolutely love it. Speaking of mature scents, I gotta be honest, I was back and forth on this fragrance 100 times, and so we're going from designer to our first introductory niche on this list, and this one was just released 2 days ago, but I got it very early, and I was back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It took me getting a bottle of Essential Parfums Bois Imperial to fully appreciate this fragrance and to fully understand it, because it started to bring out the timber and the akigala wood, and it really started to get me to nuance the notes in the fragrance and then find a nice smooth medium with it, if that makes any sense. This is Parfums de Marly CASTLEY. So before anybody asks me, the reason why the fluid level is so low is because I got this from Scent Rush, and instead of him just sending me a decant, I got it really early. Instead of him sending a decant, he's a decant company. He said he would take all the fluid out for the decant outside of 25 milliliters, and he would leave that in the bottle for me, so I had the presentation. Just so you guys know. What does this fragrance smell like? It smells, and I put this back in the box so that it would, but it smells like Bois Imperial by Essential Parfums, perfumed by Quentin Bish, mixed together with pieces of Sedley. That's what the fragrance smells like. It has the timber, it has the akigala wood. It's spicy, it's fresh, it's clean, has a nice blast of citrus in the opening. And then when you get to the dry down, you get some of that akigala wood coming in. But in the opening, you can definitely tell that it has the same lemon oil that you get from Sedley. And so that's why I say it has pieces of Sedley. There's definitely pieces of other PDM fragrances lingering in the fragrance. But if you wanted to get a direct comparison of what it smells the closest to, it is Essential Parfums Bois Imperial. It's just there's more citrus to this. If anything, I think I might like this one better. But I literally, it's a little bit more soapy as well. But when I first smelled this fragrance, I was like, yeah, that's great. Then I was like, I'd give it, instead of an 8.5, I'd give it like a 7.8. Then I was like, that's like an 8. I actually like that. And now 2 months later, after trying it a bunch of times, I think I love the fragrance. It took me a while, but it's one of those that you need to spend some time with. Finally spent some time with it. It's definitely a top 5 release, and Parfums de Marly did a great job with it. And not only that, they amped up the performance because the oil concentration is definitely better now. It's down to 78 or 76%. I can't remember. But yeah, it's lasts longer. And so that's number 3 for me. And now going into the final designer on our list, and number 2 so far this year. This is the best designer of the year, but it's not the best fragrance of the year, in my opinion. This is Gentleman's Society Ombre. Gentleman's Society Ombre. It literally, this one is fighting for Gentleman's Society Extreme for being the best one in the line, because both of those are so freaking good. But they both do something completely different that you could own both, because the Gentleman's Society Extreme, while they are worn in the same style of situation, this one's a little bit more grown up, while that one's a little bit more playful because it's using that cold brew note. This one, it's literally like if you took Gentleman's Society Extreme, and then as you start to get into the mid, you mix it with like the amber from Grand Soir or Blonde Amber by Clive Christian. You kind of mix it with that. And then as it gets further into the fragrance, it's like you took Grand Soir and you mix it together with Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. You get tobacco, you get the vanilla, you get the nice powdery aspects of the original Gentleman's Society. You get some woody tones in there, but I mean, the way that this is done, the amber is beautiful, the tobacco is beautiful, the blend is beautiful, and the transition from the opening to the mid to the dry down, it's almost like 3 different fragrances. Whoops, scared my dog. It smells absolutely fantastic. And as far as the trio, the original was just kind of getting you introduced into that vanilla and Palo Santo mixture. And a little bit of powder, and then that was the base of the DNA that they were introducing you to. And then the next one, they added in the more smooth tones, and then they added in that cold brew factor, and then now they got into this, where they added in a nice amber, nice tobacco, a little bit more mature. So I think they did a great job with this line so far. I think that's actually better than the original Gentleman line as far as like the way that they're building upon it. But that's just my opinion. That's Gentleman's Society Ombre. It does last a long time. Well, for me, a long time. It's like 9 hours. So is it a strong scent? No. I mean, for the first hour, it does project above average. And then it's more of a moderate scent for the next 6. So anyway, going into the final release, I've said this about 50 times. So if you've been watching my channel and you don't know that this is the #1 release for me this year, I don't know if you put this in an introductory niche or if this is an indie fragrance. I don't know, but it seems like they're calling themselves introductory niche right now. So it's all the same. So day 3, Trace Oros. Day 3, Trace Oros. They did a fantastic job with this fragrance. I just had Michael, who is the perfumer and the visionary behind the entire line, come on my live stream and talk about the fragrance. They have a lot of Dominican, there's a lot of Dominican inspiration behind a lot of their fragrances. Trace Oros, I don't believe, was any different. This fragrance is beautiful. It mixes together mandarin orange, pineapple, honey, cinnamon. The best way to put this is if you took a pineapple ring and a little bit of mandarin orange and just kind of sprinkled it on top, or I guess squeezed the mandarin orange on top of a pineapple ring, and then covered it in a really, really nice honey, and then dusted it in cinnamon. The honey, if you've ever smelled Zaharoff Aurum, it has the same exact honey as Zaharoff Aurum. It's just Zaharoff Aurum played on that honey very, very strongly. And while the honey is noticeable in this one, there is a lot more going on. This is almost like a gourmand that is slightly fresher, where you can still wear it in the spring and the fall. It's definitely more of a fall and winter fragrance, but you can wear it in the spring for sure. It's a very, very high quality, beautiful gourmand. This is the best release of the year, in my opinion, but I am a gourmand fanatic. Always have been, always will be. I've always been attracted to the sweet, kind of bakery style fragrances that still have a bit of masculinity to it. That is my ideal wheelhouse, outside of maybe like plum, for the sense of wood, plum, and cognac. I'm in love with that stuff. I just been trying. I've been wearing that like all week long. But anyway, Trayoros, best release of the year so far, in my opinion. If you don't like gourmands, then I would still give this a try just to see if you like it. But for me, that is my top 5 fragrances plus a few runners up of the year so far. Is it a fantastic year? No, it's a top heavy year. Those top 5, I can say that the top 2 would be in my top 5 from last year, but the rest of the fragrances wouldn't be. So it's really, for me, top heavy. But all 5 of the fragrances in the top 5 are very nice fragrances that I would recommend anybody to at least try. The only 2 that I think are worth a blind buy, if you like gourmands, is Trayoros. And if you like Tobacco Vanille / Grand Soir, you really can't go wrong with this. I mean, it's almost impossible. But if you like Bois Imperial, this is a good blind buy, but not until it comes on discounters. But anyway, that is my top 5 fragrances of the year so far. Let me know what yours are, and again, I'll be back with another one.